On our super prime time debate number 1 tonight, Sanjay Jha, Manoj Jha, two Mr. Jhas on the same side, Congress and RJD respectively. And joining them on the same side, presumably from our location in Hyderabad, is the Member of Parliament and leader of the All India Majlis Ittihad al-Muslimin, Assaudin Owaisi. And on the same side tonight from Ahmedabad and Delhi, linking up via satellite, is Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP. And my first question is to the BJP's legal man from Ahmedabad, Yatin Oza. Mr. Oza, why are you squealing injustice? What's wrong? What's wrong in what Kapil Sibal has said? Mayaben Kodnani, who was a minister in the Narendra Modi government, was a serving MLA at the time of the riots.
Give me two.
She was convicted in the Naroda. She was, let me complete. She was, by the way, it's open debate right at the start. Anyone can come in, but you have to let me complete my question to you. Because my question puts you on the defensive, Mr. Yatin Oza. You don't have to interrupt my question. Listen to my question.
Absolutely.
Go on the back foot and then reply.
Absolutely not.
My question to you is, you can't say absolutely not before the question. We'll see that. We'll see that. It's not a cricket match. It's a serious issue. I'm really embarrassed that the BJP is reducing to such a triviality today. The fact remains, Mr. Yatin Oza, that an MLA from the BJP and an ex-minister convicted in the Naroda Patia massacre was a serving MLA at the time of the riots. Now, if an MLA is called the kingpin of a massacre, she has been convicted by an SIT court. Can Kapil Sibal be off the mark? A person who is supposed to uphold law and order turns out to be a leader of a rioting mob. How can the state government consider it a law and order issue and adjudicate on its own riot leader?
Give me 2 minutes uninterrupted. Look, first year law examination that I appeared in 79 November. First paper was Constitution of India, and 50% of the questions were on the schedule to the Constitution and entries and lists to the schedule. And in no uncertain terms, this bill encroaches upon the state's prerogative. This subject has to be within the domain of the state legislature and not the parliament. One. Secondly, Mr. Sibal is a counsel of great eminence apart from being a law minister. Till the time, 1 minute, till the time, I am coming to that. Arnab, I am coming to that. Please give me a minute. Please give me a minute. Please. No. Now let me answer your question first. So far as state sponsor is concerned, now a competent criminal court, apart from SIT, has given a clean sheet to Mr. Modi. Ms. Kodnani, in her individual capacity as an MLA, has done something for which a criminal court has convicted her. You can't link up that to the act of the government.
Can't link up the two.
Individual capacity is something done. Maybe she was a minister, maybe she was an MLA. Whatever position she held at the time, something done by an individual, you can't link it up with the state government as a whole. No. My defense is that competent criminal court has given complete clean sheet to the chief minister, and matter should end there. Instead of casting aspersions against the chief minister without naming him by the government, you must respect the court verdict. And Mr. Kapil Sibal, you are a counsel of a great eminence, and you must know that once the competent court has let him off, you cannot just make this loose and reckless statement.
Let's get the Congress party in. First, I want a response from the Congress party to the argument being made there, and then I will put my first question. Can a party, Sanjay Jha, that has developed amnesia about 1984, preach today about the communal violence bill 12 weeks before a general election?
I'll answer your question. I'll answer it both the parts. Number one, a quick response to, I think, what Mr. Oza said from Gujarat. Mr. Modi's inflammatory speeches, the way the Godhra victims were allowed to be brought into Ahmedabad, These are recorded in history. And let me tell you, Mr. Oza, you should know the facts here that Mr. Kodani, Maya Kodani was protected and promoted by Mr. Modi. If you're believing that, you know, the Bajrang Dals, Mr. Bajrangi, etc.
How do you say that? I'm sorry. How do you say that?
You know, complete massacre there, were doing it without,
how do you say that?
Without
Make
the knowledge
your
of
statement.
Mr. Modi. You cannot fool anybody on this. You cannot. While my 1 minute. Even the SIT, by the way, Mr. Oza, you should read what the SIT said. The SIT said there was not enough prosecutable evidence. Zakia Jafri doesn't think so, and the matter is still going to go up in the higher courts. So for you to believe your chief minister ignored the cause of Mr. Ehsan Jafri, but takes the call of a woman, a friend of, or a daughter of a friend, and puts the entire state apparatus, the anti-terror squad, everybody goes
I'm sorry, Arnab, this is going beyond the point. I'm sorry, Arnab, you will have to stop him.
But the calls. No,
I'm sorry, Arnab, this is beyond the debate. This is beyond the debate. This issue is not the part of debate tonight.
I'm going to answer your question here. Mr. Oza, the critical question is, are you trying to tell the people who are watching this program today that 2,000 people died in Gujarat and the chief minister was not aware of how serious the issue was? The riots lasted for weeks on end and it spread to over 100 districts of Gujarat. Can you ignore that? Can that happen with a state that wasn't complicit on it? And therefore, Mr. Kapil Sibal, whatever he said in Parliament, he's completely justified
immediately police help was sought from the three neighboring states ruled by Congress.
Arnab, I want to answer your question on 1984.
Government acted.
1984, I'll repeat.
The question
Immediately government acted. It called for the police help from the three neighboring states ruled by Congress.
Is to the
plainly refuse.
Why 2002 riots took place in 2002. You got elected in May 2005. Right? 2004. You have been in power for 9 years and 9 months. 12 weeks before general election, you wake up and you say we'll push the anti-communal violence bill. Hypocrisy to the extreme, Sanjay Jha. We don't question your intentions, but we thoroughly question your timing. I draw Assaudin Owaisi into the debate right now. Assaudin Owaisi, do you think the Congress party is genuine? And what do you think of the BJP's initial defense tonight?
Arnab,
no, we get in everyone, Assaudin Owaisi and everyone in. I also saw Sudhanshu Trivedi's hand go up. Let everyone have their turn. Mr. Owaisi.
No, just one point.
Let me answer your latter.
No, I will not interrupt Mr. Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi, if you can
Mr. Owaisi, please.
Okay. Mr. Owaisi, just... Okay, fair enough.
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Mr. Owaisi, you can go ahead. I'll come later, no problem.
No, Mr. Owaisi, it's your turn. Go ahead.
I had to just make one quick point.
Let me first reply to the BJP spokesperson.
We brought the communal violence
maybe
bill
he's
in
suffering
2005.
from selective amnesia.
Okay.
Can he please answer why is it that in Gujarat that 10% of his IPS officers are incarcerated behind prisons? Doesn't that speaks volumes about the governance?
Look, I think
in
we
Gujarat?
are going beyond the issues.
That, no.
We are very much on the issue. Let him
You cannot set the agenda. Now the question is that does he take pride in that 10% of IPS officers are behind prison, and they are in prison not because of Gujarat government filing appeal. It is because of Supreme Court monitored cases. Second, the first point which you mentioned, Arnab, yes, you are absolutely right.
Wrong.
Why? Who stopped Congress party from implementing a bill? From implementing a bill which was. No, can you allow me to complete, please? I know truth hurts. It is hitting you at your heart, but let me say what I have to say. Absolutely right. Congress party could have implemented this bill. When a bill that was passed by the Congress president in a capacity as a National Advisory Council chairman, who stopped the Congress party from implementing this bill in Maharashtra, which has the highest number of communal cases registered? Who stopped you from implementing this bill in Rajasthan? Why didn't you implement this bill when in Assam, when 1.5 lakh people were made homeless? You are making us a fodder now. If you are serious about it, can you give a convincing answer to the nation that in this parliament session, come what may, you will ensure that this bill is passed? Why are you using this now? Why are you using this as a bait or a carrot to us?
Well,
For God's sake, please understand that your tricks are not going to work. If you are really sincere, you do it in your own states.
Mr.
If you are
Owaisi,
sincere, ensure that this bill is tabled and passed in the parliament. If you are really committed to it, do it. Don't give us sermons, don't give us sweet words. We are tired of your sweet words. The innumerable 40,000 people have been killed in communal riots.
Arnab, can I quickly answer Mr. Owaisi?
And why? And
No,
you,
let
and
Mr.
you,
Owaisi complete. He's absolutely right.
Mr. Owaisi,
He is absolutely right.
Mr. Jha,
Mr. Jha,
Mr.
Jha, Mr. Owaisi, let him complete. Let him complete. No, 1 minute.
No, I
1 minute. First of all, let me say this. No, 1 second. Mr. Owaisi, 1 minute.
I am on the side of the truth, and the truth is you both, Congress and BJP, are playing games over here. You rub my back, I'll rub your back. Stop playing footsie over here. If you are committed, implement this bill. Ensure that it passed over here. What happened in Dhulia in Maharashtra? Can you say people were killed over there?
Now some questions have been raised. Some questions have been raised. Some questions have been raised. Mr. Owaisi, 1 minute. 1 minute. Now let me come in, Mr. Owaisi. 1 minute.
The same Sanjay Nirupam sits on a Bhukartal for power tariff. You have Narayan Rane in Congress party who said in Maharashtra Assembly that if that commission report is implemented, Mumbai will burn. Now Narayan Rane is sitting in your party. Does that make him secular? For God's sake, don't play. This is utter hypocrisy on the part of Congress party.
Okay, now 1 second. 1 minute, gentlemen. 1 minute. There are two very good questions. No, Mr. Jha, 1 minute. Mr. Jha, 1 minute. Allow me, please. Mr. Jha, I'm on a point. I want to ask Mr. Owaisi a counter question. I need to ask Mr. Owaisi a counter question, Mr. Jha.
Please.
Okay.
1 minute. First of all, let me compliment Mr. Owaisi. He has raised two very good points, and I think the Congress and the BJP are thoroughly on the back foot on his 2 points. But Mr. Owaisi, before you start preaching to others, charity begins at home. Mr. Owaisi, you are the leader of a party, the All India Majlis Ittihad al-Muslimin, which attacked Taslima Nasreen in Hyderabad. I ask you tonight, and you answer me directly. Why should an attack on Taslima Nasreen in Hyderabad, a cowardly attack on a woman called Taslima Nasreen in Hyderabad by members of your party in August 2007 not be perceived as an incident of communal violence since in this case views on religion was the basis of the attack? Let me remind you, so that you don't have amnesia, you disagreed at the time that it was an attack and said it is a legitimate form of public protest. Trying to assault a woman, trying to beat a woman in public who questions your beliefs becomes legitimate public protest. As someone who favors the communal violence bill, I challenge you tonight, Mr. Assaudin Owaisi, prove your own position right on this one. Otherwise, you will be hypocritical in asking the BJP and the Congress party the questions that you have. Did you or did you not, in August 9, 2007, justify the physical assault on Taslima Nasreen, and why should I not consider that to be a communal attack?
Arnab Goswami, I am willing to accept any challenge from you or from the Sangh Parivar. I have no issues at all. Now, as you have challenged me...
Mr. Owaisi, answer the question about, otherwise I will start quoting you.
You have to allow me to answer, please. You have challenged me on your program. I accept your challenge.
Yes, I have challenged you and I am challenging you again.
I am again saying that I am willing to accept your challenge on any fora. It is your channel or any other place. I am willing to accept any challenge. Believe me, I will be the last person to show my back to you. Now, if what you say is true, don't you feel, Mr. Arnab Goswami, that the nation requires this law? Let us assume for a while that you, as a devil's advocate, is right.
Are you saying that the nation requires this law? Are you saying that the nation requires this law to protect the people of this country from the communal actions of Assaudin Owaisi's party?
You don't allow me to complete the challenge which you posed to me. This is not fair. If you are challenging me, then you should
have proven yourself wrong.
Time to reply you back. No, now you are running and you are hitting and running away.
You're tying yourself up in knots, Mr. Owaisi.
This kind of guerrilla warfare TV tactics.
You're tied yourself up in knots.
No,
there is no need for guerrilla warfare with someone who's tied himself up in knots.
I have said that this nation requires a law. I have total confidence in the courts of law. I am not disputing what you have said. I am saying let the courts decide. But let us assume for a while what you are saying is true. Does that mean that we should not require a communal violence bill? Don't we require a communal violence bill because a young boy from Arunachal Pradesh was murdered? Don't you require a bill or an act to stop all these acts?
Mr. Owaisi, you have such short-term memory loss that I find it amusing. I'll quote you. You said at that point of time when we questioned your cowardly attack on Taslima Nasreen, you said it is not an attack. You said it is simple protest against an individual who is not an Indian citizen, right? Now, let me tell you another example of your hypocrisy. Let me give you another example of your hypocrisy, Mr. Assaudin Owaisi. The second example of your hypocrisy is the time when you were denied permission. Is it true that you were denied permission to hold a rally in Azamgarh, in Uttar Pradesh, because of fears that it may arouse communal tension? So you criticize the VHP Yatra saying it is geared towards the 2014 elections, but you were stopped from holding a rally in Azamgarh because you were trying to incite communal tension. Mr. Owaisi, would you admit that the communal violence bill actually will be an effective instrument against the people like you, against people like you who practice communal politics?
Freedom of speech for Taslima Nasreen, but you don't want me to give a speech in Azamgarh. Let me give you latest news. Today, Thane Police Commissioner Mr. Raghuvanshi has just now...
There was prohibitory order section 144 imposed to prevent unlawful assembly. I think you know the law. What was happening in Azamgarh?
Half an hour ago, Raghuvanshi of Thane Police Commissioner, under the pressure of Jitendra Awade of NCP, don't want me to come to Thane, to Mumra. Now, you stand for freedom of speech for Taslima Nasreen. I am challenging Arnab Goswami. You stand with freedom of expression for me. And if I commit something wrong, the law will take its own course. You have what kind of hypocrisy is this, Mr. Arnab Goswami, that you believe in freedom of expression for Taslima Nasreen, who's not an Indian national. Here I am a member of parliament who has taken an oath on Indian constitution. You don't want to stand for my freedom of expression? I am a member of parliament. I should be allowed to go anywhere in India. This is my country. What is this?
As a member of parliament, you cannot foment communal tension.
Because
being a member of parliament,
against Samajwadi Party, I criticize the Congress.
Being a member of parliament does not allow you.
They are afraid
anyway,
of me.
It's not between you and me.
On with an intellectual debate. They cannot take me cerebral debate.
It's not between you and me.
That is why in a cowardly way you are issuing 144 love letters to me.
Mr. Owaisi, now here's the question to Sudhanshu Trivedi. While you have been completely caught on the back foot, in my view, on those 2 points, I believe you had a point there vis-a-vis the BJP. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Assaudin Owaisi is right. He says the Gujarat police was hand in glove with the rioters. He's absolutely right. Yatin Oza said absolutely wrong, but the fact is, the facts prove that he is right on that front. This is the reason that people say Sibal is right in pushing for a communal violence.
Absolutely not. Let Sudhanshu answer. Let Sudhanshu answer.
Let Sudhanshu Trivedi answer.
To prove that Gujarat police acted very fairly and very promptly.
I have heard
1 minute, let him reply please, and then Manoj Jha also has to come in. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Know what you did to RB Sri Kumar.
On the issue of 2002 riots, if what Mr. Assaudin Owaisi is saying correct, then 199 people died in police firing. On the contrary, in 1984 riots, not even a single person died in police firing. Second thing, out of those 199 people died in police firing, majority were from the majority community. The more number were of the majority community. So how you can say, and the military was brought in just 24 hours. Now, I would like to go on a much larger aspect.
No, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, we are on a very serious point. We are on a very serious point, because what are we debating?
Riots.
Mr.
Trivedi, 1 minute. 1 minute. We are on a very serious point. What has Kapil Sibal said? And Manoj Jha, I am coming to you. Please stay on.
Yes, I would like to answer
Kapil Sibal has said, and I quote,
in the 1984 riots,
let me quote him.
Span of...
Sir, let me quote him. Sir, let me quote him, then let me ask you, then you answer. Kapil Sibal has said, and I quote, if a state is indulging, if it is state-sponsored communal activity, then it is not a law and order issue. Like what happened in Gujarat is not a law and order issue. In other words, in a situation like Gujarat, where the state government is either complicit or is accused or is suspect in being part of communal violence activity, then it is not a law and order issue. Someone else needs to come in. Now, after a 37-month trial, hear me, 10 seconds more. After a 37-month trial, Sudhanshu Trivedi, the court observed that Mayaben Kodnani was, and I quote, tremendously favored by the then investigating agencies. All care at the cost of the duty of the investigating officer, and even the interest of the victims was taken to see to it that Kodnani's involvement does not come in the books. In other words, the Gujarat police was helping Kodnani get away. Yeah. Right or wrong? Was the Gujarat police helping Kodnani get away? Therefore, it is the role of the state which comes into question.
Can I now say something?
Yes.
If you are asking about the role of a state, I would like to remind you, in 1984 riots, 3,800 people died in...
Sir, you are not answering me on Kodnani. I don't go back to 84. I'll ask the Congress party on 84.
History of Delhi after Nadir Shah done in 1739. And not even a single person died of police firing.
Manoj Jha.
100% of one community. And I would like to say, if this was the biggest riot in the history of India, who was the biggest beneficiary? It was the Congress
Manoj
Party, which was the biggest ever majority in the history of India after the biggest
Manoj Jha,
riot.
1 second.
So in my opinion,
Manoj
they have
Jha, is the BJP ducking this
designed a communal violence and get a political dividend out of that.
Manoj Jha, is the BJP ducking me tonight? What's your view?
Today, what he has done in Muzaffarnagar and what he has done in Assam.
Sudhanshu, you are making
His government
It's okay, Manoj Jha. Manoj Jha. Manoj Jha to Sudhanshu Trivedi hasn't spoken yet.
Sudhanshu ji,
This is a total hypocrisy.
allow me to make two quick points, please.
Assaudin Owaisi is saying something. I would like to quote. His brother, MLA of MIM,
Allow me to-
Assaudin Owaisi has said a word. I will quote unquote. 15 मिनट के लिए पुलिस हटा लो, फिर हम दिखा देंगे क्या होता है. This clearly shows the mindset of riots, and it amounts to what Mr. Jinnah has
Very
said,
right, very right, absolutely right.
Mr. Narendra Modi said about the relief
this
camps.
type of mindset.
Arnab, can I come in here?
One at a time.
A single person was convicted in 1984 riots.
Do you know the kind of language he used?
Then you are asking something.
Do you want to talk
For
about the
11
inflammatory
years long
speeches Mr.
trial
Modi
in
made,
Gujarat, so
which
many
were
people are
instrumental
convicted.
in actually making the riots happen in Gujarat?
And we never said
Please, for
that
God's
the
sake,
files
don't
are
lie
lost.
to the people
Like
of India
PMO has
today,
said in
Sudhanshu.
Colgate, the
Don't
files
try
are
and
lost.
distort the
Gujarat
truth.
government never said like
Please act like a responsible
Manoj Jha.
spokesperson. Well,
Can I come in now?
let me tell you that
Now,
trials
1 minute,
had to be
gentlemen.
shifted
Can I come
out
in
of
now?
Gujarat
Arnab?
because of the
Now, 1 second. Sanjay Jha, I think it's fair. I'm trying to get Manoj Jha to the debate.
It is the ultimate.
Please
block
let
and
the
shame
other
of
Mr.
Gujarat
Jha
government.
in.
Sure.
Let the other Mr. Jha in. He wants to respond to the BJP. Yes, Manoj Jha.
Just two quick points, Arnab. First, he was citing Owaisi ji. I would cite Modi ji. He said while opening a dam, he said कि हमने नर्मदा का पानी सावन के महीने में लाया है. आपकी सरकार आए तो रमजान में ले आना. This is just to tell him that what kind of language is being used. Number one. Number two, I am amazed that communal violence anywhere, it transcends administrative and political boundaries. Whether it is 84 Sikh riots or 2002 Gujarat riots or recent Muzaffarnagar riots. So this entire argument about damage to federal structure is essentially flawed. And number three, I must tell you that the
Arnab, I very strongly dispute
in the name of communal
statement
violence,
of Mr. Manoj Jha that Mr. Modi said that आपकी सरकार आए तो रमजान में लाना. Put him to strict proof. Please kindly put him to strict proof that when Mr. Modi said that आपकी सरकार आए तो रमजान में लाना. Don't speak out of figment of imagination. Don't just speak out for the sake of speaking and prejudicial things to be spoken on your channel.
I'm
Let
very
him
particular
point
about
out
Mr.
when
Modi.
this
I
was
follow
said by
his
Mr. Modi,
language,
not
what
on
he speaks and where he
hearsay,
speaks.
not on hearsay, but
And I
on
must
factual
tell you,
aspect.
when the dead bodies are there, they are not concerned whether they belong to state list or concurrent list or central list. It is, and in fact, Congress has delayed the passage of the bill. It should have come 3 years back or 4 years back. We are likely to suffer more because simply we don't have that kind of mechanism. Victims need this bill, not about the states or the people of India need this bill.
Yatin Oza, I am shocked at your hypocrisy. I am shocked at the hypocrisy of the BJP tonight.
Why?
Have some consistency, Mr. Oza.
Why? Tell us. We'll answer.
Have some consistency, Mr. Trivedi. 1 minute.
Yes.
1 minute. Today the central argument in Parliament was, you can't let the centre intervene in communal violence. Communal violence is a law and order issue, right? Therefore, going by that argument, Yatin Oza, you concede
Absolutely.
that what you're saying is even if there is an incident of communal violence, the state government must deal with it. 1 second. And any transgression in the state government's areas is a breakdown of the federal structure.
Yeah,
Therefore,
I know
tonight,
you are going to
Mr. Yatin
Muzaffarnagar.
Oza,
I know you are.
yeah,
going
don't
to
tell me where I'm going to.
Yes.
Probably you know where I'm going to because you are aware of your hypocrisy, Mr. Yatin Oza. And it is your hypocrisy that when it comes to Muzaffarnagar,
Tell
Mr.
first
Oza,
put the query.
the BJP...
First put
1
the
minute, let me
question, I will
complete.
answer.
Don't stop me, don't heckle me. Don't heckle me. When it comes to Muzaffarnagar, Rajnath Singh stands on the podium and he says, intervene, intervene, intervene. How is that not a breakdown of the federal structure at that time? But when we talk of Gujarat, suddenly you say, oh my God, the federal structure
What,
of India will collapse. Come on, Mr. Oza, Mr. Trivedi. Even a layman will accuse you of hypocrisy.
I am answering.
Can I say
what
something?
Mr. Rajnath Singh, what Mr. Rajnath Singh wanted to convey, and he has later on clarified and conveyed.
Wanted to convey? What do you mean wanted to convey?
Not
Mr.
that
Rajnath Singh was saying in a
take
context.
over the role of UP police.
I would like to remind
the
that
situation
during
has
the
gone
time of
such beyond
Karnataka government,
control that
when
you
incidents
exercise
of so-called
356
Sri Ram Sena
and
happened,
dismiss the
in
government.
which
He
it was
never
totally
meant
under the
that
media
central
coverage
should poke
and not
its
even a
nose
single person
into
was
the
having a
day-to-day
stick in the hand.
administration
At the
of the
time, the
state
central
government.
government has issued a
In
stern
fact,
warning against the
intervention of the
Karnataka
center would
BJP
be
government.
president's rule.
And even after Muzaffarnagar riot, forget about the stern
both of
warning.
you answer
They
one
have not
question.
issued a displeasure for which they are constitutionally entitled. Mr. Rajnath Singh was just insisting the
Okay,
central
why are you
government
getting
to use
worked
their
up?
constitutional right to bring the things as far as
Why are you
possible on the
getting worked
normalcy.
up?
And I would like
Why
to
are you
answer
getting
one more
worked
thing.
up? I
As
know
far as the
Rajnath Singh
hypocrisy is
wanted to
concerned,
why you both of you have no
Take over
answer.
the law and order
Responsible for the
by
riots in
imposing
Muzaffarnagar.
president's rule. Not that UP
I just
government
want 20
continues and
seconds
central government
uninterrupted,
pokes its
please.
nose.
I would like to bring one point of
And no
hypocrisy of the
president's
central
rule in Gujarat
government.
when it happened in 2000.
As far as the terrorism is concerned,
You have
in
made
which the
you have-
news
you have
comes
made that man your
that
ministerial
Yasin Bhatkal
candidate.
is trying to
Is
bring
the
a nuclear
most-
weapon
is the most
on such a
shameless
massive
audacity
state on the
anybody could have
Naxalite
ever
aspect. They say no, there is no need of anti-terror law. The IPC, like IPC, various sections of IPC are sufficient. But on the
Sir, you
communal
know
law,
you have not answered
they
my
want a
question.
special law. On the terrorism
No,
law,
you've not answered
they
my
say
question. Let's see if
that
the other
story,
side is
Dakati
satisfied.
and other things of
Assaudin
things IPC
Owaisi.
sections are sufficient.
Assaudin
No, the
Owaisi and
violence
Sanjay
is
Jha, 1 minute.
this
Is
the
that a
hypocrisy of the
satisfactory
central government.
answer from the BJP tonight? They don't feel the federal structure will break down if you need to intervene in Muzaffarnagar. But they feel the central federal structure will break down.
in fact,
by
parents in
invoking
Muzaffarnagar
356 to
within
take
the
over
framework of the
control of the
constitution.
state. Not that state government continues and central government pokes its nose. What was conveyed was take over the law and order by dismissing
So
the
you,
government.
so tell me.
Not that state
No,
government
going by
continues
that logic,
and
Mr.
central government pokes
Oza,
its
you're
nose.
painting yourself in a corner. Going by that logic, do you believe that in 2002 Gujarat
No.
should have been brought under president's rule? Do you believe, are you saying Gujarat should have been brought under
Absolutely
president's
not.
rule in
Gujarat
2002?
government did whatever best it could have done. Sudhanshu told you, gave you
I mean,
the figures of police firing.
Assaudin Owaisi,
Sudhanshu
let's get
also
counters,
gave you
please.
How prompt
No,
the
no, no,
state
no.
government was
I think you're
in
a very
calling and
thin ice
summoning
there,
the
sir.
police of the neighboring
Mr.
state,
Oza,
and how promptly army was roped
Sir,
in.
Capable of tomorrow.
Sanjay Jha is responding. 1 minute. Sanjay Jha, please.
Mr. Oza, if that's yeah. Arnab, if that's the best that Mr. Modi could do, I think it's a scary proposition for the country if Mr. Modi is the BJP's prime ministerial candidate. If that is the best the Gujarat government could do, is to allow the riots to spread all over Gujarat, not just in Ahmedabad, it's an extremely frightening proposition. If it's the best that you could do, that thousands of people died and you could not take phone calls, it's scary. If the best you could do was let your police apparatus be abused and instruct them to actually indulge in more violence and provoke it, that's a shame. Mr. Oza, I can tell you for a fact that no matter how much you try and dodge and dilute the subject, the truth is that Gujarat 2002 is a blot in our history. And you cannot ignore facts, do not cease to exist because you ignore them. You take cover under various pretexts, but the law will take its own course. And even today as we talk, your case against Mr. Modi...
And what is the best that you can do, Sanjay Jha?
And it's going to go up to the higher
And what is the best that you can do? You cannot even give Assaudin Owaisi a straight answer. What is the best you can do? You are so cornered in this debate tonight where Assaudin Owaisi says, what do you do when riots take place in Congress ruled states? What is the best that you can do when people were being attacked in Gopalgarh? What is the best that you could do when the centre could have intervened in Muzaffarnagar? What is the best that you could do when Sonia Gandhi herself sent a fact-finding mission that criticized the Ashok Gehlot government for the excessive use of police force? What was the best that you could do, sir? I want you to answer Assaudin Owaisi fair and square tonight, that when it comes to riots in states of Maharashtra, Rajasthan or any other Congress-ruled states, you put on the blinkers, Mr. Jha. You put on the blinkers. You don't answer me, answer him and the audience tonight.
Okay, Mr. Owaisi, let me answer your question. You know, the riots that have happened, yes, we have been in government for over 53 years. Riots that have happened, should not have happened, is deplorable. But what is more fundamental is who were responsible for the riots. And if you really dig deep into all the riots that have happened in India, you will find the hand of the Sangh Parivar. They are the ones who have been responsible in a majority of the cases. And that is why you need a communal violence bill. Because there is an institutional bias in the country. And that needs to be taken care of. I'll give you two examples. Here.
You know, this is fantastic, Sanjay Jha. When I ask you questions about the big, I find this stat very, very hypocritical also.
1 minute.
Arnab, can I
I'm answering your question. What is wrong is wrong. We are not trying to rationalize and defend the riots that has happened. The law and order machinery needs to work.
That anything that you are
that law and order machinery has an institutional bias.
One at a time, and it's Assaudin Owaisi's turn to respond to Sanjay Jha. Mr. Owaisi is rebutting you, Sanjay.
I'm not. No, Arnab, Mr. Owaisi, you have read the Communal Violence Bill Prevention Bill. It says that the dominant groups tend to get away. It's a clear understanding that we need to recognize.
Sanjay,
dominant groups, you're not defining it by religion or by anything else. It is a dominant group that gets away sometimes with frankly murder.
Sanjay Jha, 1 minute. First of all, one second. Mr. Owaisi, before you come in, and I'm going to let you in, I want to tell you, Sanjay Jha, that you know, this is not a sociology class where you tell me about dominant caste or dominant groups or dominant communities. The fact of the matter is that in Rajasthan, your Rajasthan police acted in a clearly... 1 minute, don't interrupt me when I'm going to throw uncomfortable facts at you. There was a National Commission of Minorities report, okay, not a Times Now report, which found out that the Ashok Gehlot government was clearly in violation of the rules. The state police was protecting the people who were accused, and the state police was acting in a clearly partisan manner in dealing with a riot situation. Sanjay Jha, please have some ethics in this whole argument. When the Gujarat police...
That's exactly the point I'm making.
He defends Mahaben Kodnani. You are all full of bluster and argument. When the Rajasthan police does the same thing in Rajasthan, then you want to give me some sociological argument. Assaudin Owaisi is responding to you. Assaudin Owaisi, we have 7 minutes on the debate and it's your turn to respond.
Lower level
Sanjay
police officer. You know, the bill will even attack the superintendent of police or a higher level commissioner level.
So, no. What are you saying? So what is this argument, Sanjay?
Go ahead.
What is this argument, Sanjay? A lower level police officer will allow a riot to happen so he can get away.
Police machinery.
What kind of an argument is that? You justify a lower level police officer allowing a riot? And you are doing this on national television?
Police of
Assaudin Owaisi is responding now. I'm letting him come in.
Sanjay Jha,
police officers have come under.
please hear
Police
what I have to
officers
say.
do get manipulated.
And then,
That's a fact of life.
and then respond
Well,
to me. And I'm
sure.
sure that what I'm
Assaudin
going to
Owaisi.
say now, you have no answer to it. Your party has been in power from what, 9 years? Please tell the whole country that the CBI case on the demolition of Babri Masjid, what happened to Sanjay Jha? You cannot even pursue that case properly. Second point, what happened to Sri Krishna Commission report, Mr. Jha? You have taken the accused in Sri Krishna committee as your ministers in Narayan Rane. Your partner NCP, highest number of communal riots have taken place in Maharashtra. Shame on your Congress NCP government in Maharashtra. Highest number of communal incidents have taken place. You don't believe in freedom of expression, and now you talk about communal riots. Why did you sleep for 9 years, Mr. Jha? You could have implemented this law in Maharashtra. Who stopped you? The Muslims of Rajasthan have dumped you in Rajasthan because of what happened in Pratapgarh. You could not even issue a 355 warning to Uttar Pradesh government. Why? Because that Mulayam Singh fellow was supporting you over here. You wanted to be in power. Now please don't talk about communal amity, don't talk about secularism. You have been badly exposed in this debate. You have no answers to the question which I am posing to you. You don't believe in freedom of expression. You only harp about other side. What about your side? What about your side? How has been your performance so far? Who stopped you from bringing this law in the last parliament session?
Well, let me tell you, our intentions are to make sure.
And you do it just before elections. Please understand,
Mr. Owaisi, give me a chance to answer your question, please.
Your acting in the parliament will not go down well with the Muslims in Maharashtra or anywhere in the country.
No, let me tell you, they are not histrionics. We made a comment, Mr. Kapil Sibal.
No, Sanjay, I haven't finished. Sanjay, 1 minute. Sanjay, the truth must come out. Sanjay, 1 minute. I have two questions to Congress and BJP. I have 7 minutes on the debate and I must be allowed my two questions. Sanjay, 1 minute. Sanjay, you responded to him. You responded to him.
We are putting a bill.
You responded to him. Let's get the BJP in. No. Let's get the BJP in. I want tonight. I want tonight to completely expose the hypocrisy, both the Congress and the BJP on this.
Of the disputed structure. Yes, of course, they have done something. They have brought a Librahan Commission report in 2010. It was such a shameful that it has mentioned Atal Bihari Vajpayee's name in the car sevaks who never went to Ayodhya. And it was ridiculous that it was having the name of Mr. Jagdambika Pal, who is a Congress member of parliament, as one of the car sevaks.
And
I would also like to remind one thing. The famous
stock argument.
87 Hashipura Malyana message.
This is a stock argument.
Allegation is that it was done by UP police. And Mr. P. Chidambaram, who was then MOS, on the floor of the House.
Listen to me, gentlemen. 1 minute. This is Arnab Goswami. Give me a second, please. Okay? Don't give me stock arguments. Give me factual points.
I am giving a factual point.
Now I have one question and one question.
Mr. P. Chidambaram, who was MOS home in 1987, has assured that the inquiry will be set up. And after 26 years, no inquiry has been set up. Then you are saying that BJP is having the accused on the side and those who have not faced any inquiry, they are clean. After the commitment
now 1 minute, please. Okay, one. No. You have now had your say. Now don't stop me, please. 1 second. My question, I have one question each, one to Congress, one to BJP. Okay? First goes to the BJP and either Sudhanshu Trivedi and after him Yatin Oza can try. I know they will have no answer to it. The fact is this, here is a party that is worried about the center infringing on the rights of states. Same party is up in arms, right? Up in arms against the Uttar Pradesh government's decision to charge its own MLAs Suresh Rana and Sangeet Som under the National Security Act. While, as per your own accusation, letting others off lightly. So my question to the BJP is, sir, what kind of hypocrisy are you practicing? You leave such power to states, leave open the possibility of abuse, your own position vis-a-vis your MLAs Suresh Rana and Sangeet Som, who were accused under hate speeches, proves that you cannot be trusted as far as controlling a communally charged atmosphere is concerned. You can be trusted with trying to inflame it further. And then felicitate the same people who try to inflame a situation. And before your prime ministerial candidate comes on the dais, garland them. Give them upadhis. Make them feel like heroes, Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Can I clarify something?
You make them feel like heroes for inciting communal violence.
It was in the Agra rally.
Please, Mr. Trivedi, I think your boat has capsized on this one.
To be present. So both these MLAs were present. And they were not garlanded because they were having accusation of criminal violence. They were facilitated because the NSA was imposed and the state and central government was unable to put out that. And last sentence I would like to say, here is the party, Congress party, which has seen
wonderful argument. I get one counter from Mr. Owaisi.
Was not an issue. It was the issue of development, price rise and corruption. Where they were standing, where we were
standing. Please understand this today.
Now they are consistently raking up the issue of communal violence so that they can fetch some dividends out of that. They are trying to polarize.
Sir, please understand this today.
That's why they are using this parliament session for...
Sir, don't tell me about polarizing the politics of this country, because the average youth of any religion in today's India has no connect, I am telling you, with this tutu meme form of communalism that you are practicing out here. And they will see through what is going on in parliament.
That's what I
say today with all seriousness that it's a fixed match going on in parliament. And my question to the Congress party is this. Now, you know, I know that this government is an expert at contradicting itself. I don't want to tell you what was going on between your senior ministers. You wash linen, dirty linen in public, you fight with each other, you contradict each other. The Congress leader has to issue a statement today contradicting a senior Congress leader. Right hand of Congress does not know what left hand is doing. Right hand of government does not know what left hand is doing. Now, Mr. Sanjay Jha, please tell me, will you sack the Minister of State for Home, RPN Singh? Because RPN Singh said during Muzaffarnagar, I can't do anything effectively. Effectively, he said, I can't do anything in Muzaffarnagar because you know what? He told reporters, don't you know? Law and order is a state subject. So in the context of Muzaffarnagar, RPN Singh tells reporters, don't you know law and order is the state subject? So Deputy Minister of Home says law and order is a state subject. Law Minister says law and order in a communal situation is not a state subject. In other words, you give a clean chit to Mulayam Singh Yadav, you criticize Narendra Modi, one minister says one thing, one minister says another thing. Sanjay Jha, even if you are desperate and you are doing this with a view to the elections, at least practice your art right. You're all messed up in terms of your argument on this one.
Arnab, let me answer very quickly. No, let me tell you, please do not take Mr. Singh's
comment
in isolation. If you look at the comments made by all the leaders of the Congress party, including the Prime Minister, they sent very, very serious messages.
What am I taking in isolation?
The violence was stopped.
No, what am I taking in isolation? It was in the context of Muzaffarnagar, sir.
Mentioned 1 minute.
Is it in isolation? Assaudin Owaisi?
Yes.
Is this in isolation?
Yes.
No, it is not.
Assaudin Owaisi nodded his head.
It is not in isolation.
I let him in 1 minute.
Can I answer?
I'm going to come back to you, Mr. Owaisi.
The government of India.
No, Mr. Owaisi.
The government of India sent a very serious, a very categorical, a very unexceptionable statement to the state government saying that they were very seriously concerned about
you said,
and not just that.
No,
they said if you
I disagree with you.
From us, we will
I disagree with you.
And
I disagree with you.
I
disagree with you.
I disagree with you. I tell you. The bigger story in Muzaffarnagar
no, Mr. Sanjay Jha, please don't contradict yourself anymore.
And it doesn't make a single mention of the unfortunate episode that happened there. No, you got to look at the statement in totality of all the senior people. And factually, he's correct that it is a law and order is a state subject. But
which senior people?
The riots were taken
which senior people?
By the central
which senior people? We have had the privilege, Mr. Jha, 1 minute. Mr. Jha, we have had the privilege of having a Prime Minister called Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi
our Prime Minister, we have had the privilege of having a Prime Minister when there was many incidents of rape and lawlessness in Uttar Pradesh in 2011. Our Prime Minister even refused to comment on the subject, saying it will be wrong if I comment, it's a state subject. We have a Home Minister who said when Muzaffarnagar was burned, it is wrong for me to comment because it's a state subject. Suddenly, Kapil Sibal is fire and brimstone and you want me to believe you are sincere? Assaudin Owaisi is rebutting you now.
Took it with the maximum gravity and maximum intensity that it could.
Assaudin Owaisi has the last word on this one.
Your government could not even issue a warning under 355 because you just wanted to survive in power come what may. Please tell me, Sri Krishna Commission report, Mr. Jha, Those accused mentioned in that commission report are your honorable ministers. What are you trying to preach over here? Has your government sent a single morsel to the people living in refugee camps? Your leaders have visited. What has been the contribution of government of India? I stop using Muslims as vote bank. If you are interested, give an assurance to the nation that you will pass this bill.
The facts.
If
a lot of
BJP is concerned about
do you, no, one second. What do you mean I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank?
Stop using it.
No, what do you mean I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank?
Stop BJP.
What did you say I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank?
We have the power and guts to stop BJP.
Did you say I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank?
That I will support Congress. We have the guts.
Did you say I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank?
Yes, I said because.
Did you say I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank?
That is what Congress is doing. Whenever elections come, you bring the issue of.
You said I will stop using Muslims as a vote bank.
Stop using it. Implement your promises. If you are interested in that bill, bring that bill. If BJP is interested in Sikhs,
if the government is introducing the prevention of targeted communal violence,
and have a bill
how can
which
that
will
be
stop
a
communal
vote
violence
bank
against minorities
For
of
God's
Muslims
sake,
and Sikhs.
Mr. Owaisi,
I
don't
want to
think
say
you have
something
read
here.
the
Badly
bill.
exposed in
The bill is
Maharashtra. You are going to see what is going to happen in Maharashtra. Come what may, I will be going to Maharashtra. I will expose you badly over there. And people of Maharashtra will give you a befitting reply. You mark my words.
Now, one second, gentlemen, at the end, I just want to say
let me tell you something. I take your feedback on
gentlemen, I want to say one thing.
But 1 minute, Arnab, just one point. The bill that we have, the bill that we propose to have in Parliament, I can tell you will make a significant difference
and you don't want to look at the
prevention of communal violence. It will protect a young boy from
I have just one point to make.
And your lovely
Nido, who was killed in Delhi because he was a minority in a different state. There are significant features of the bill that will make a massive difference to maintaining a secular richness of
gentlemen, I just want to say one thing,
the violence that happens very
gentlemen,
often.
one thing. Gentlemen, you all made your points very strongly and you've all criticized each other. May I be permitted to say one thing, sir? You know, gentlemen, I'm saying this with all sincerity today as a journalist, a citizen of India, right? 23, 24 years back, one generation of Indians which came out after the reforms from universities, they realized that caste is something to divide, you know, one Indian from another by. 21 years back, the Babri Masjid demolition brought to the fore the issue of religion. An entire generation of Indians woke up to the fact that politicians were using caste and religion to divide them. I request you today, whatever your politics and your political interests and whatever your vote banks, can we put this communalism argument aside? Just keep the argument. If you want to pass a bill, do it.
Absolutely.
Do it quietly.
I agree with you.
But don't use it to divide the people anymore. Gentlemen, I thank you. I thank you for joining me on debate number 1 tonight. I thank you very much.